Hi, this is Jeff Siegel, here to take you through the week that was on HRTV.
And they're off in the Modesty. Secure Plan, who strides away now. Just as well, E.T. Baird's fifth of the day. Just as well as winning.
Gleam of hope wins the Jefferson Cup.
Working for hops out front.
Track announcer John Dooley called into race day to talk about Arlington Million Preview Day.
Yeah, really looking forward, Carolyn, to seeing Tuscan Evening run here in the Modesty for tomorrow. Hot Cha-Cha, of course, one of the local hopes, and no slouch in her own right. I mean, considering what she's done in the past. She won the Pucker up here, then she took the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup at Keeneland, then Julep winner. Hot Cha-Cha is certainly a strong horse over the course, and also, speaking of the Modesty, great to have Ron McAnally sending a horse here, the featherweight in the field, Eclair de Lune, leading jockey Junior Alvarado going to ride for Ron. But, of course, it's Million Preview Day, and any Arlington Million conversation, John Henry a part of that, and the only two-time Million champion, John Henry. So great to just kind of have Ron McAnally sending us a horse for the Modesty.
It doesn't hurt to have the boss own the horse either, Mr. Duchessois.
the royal blue and gold dots of Chairman Richard L. Duchessois.
Very nice. Well, American Derby, the second stake that we're going to talk about today, and we've seen some pretty big fields entered here for the American Derby and Arlington Handicap, but there's incentive to run well in these races as it leads into Arlington Million Day. Tell us about that, John.
Yeah, great point, Carol. And any horse that runs first, second, or third in the Saturday stakes will have entry and starting fees waived for the Grade 1s here on the 21st for the International Festival of Racing. So any horse running first, second, or third in tomorrow's Modesty, American Derby, or the 9th, the Arlington Handicap, entry and starting fees waived for the Beverly D, Secretariat, and the Arlington Million.
The Modesty Handicap attracted two impressive California shippers.
Well, now Million Preview Day, you have Eclair de Lune. How's this horse running in California?
We've only run her a couple of times out there, and she actually getting a little experience. She ran very well in France in her last time out in a Group 3 race. She likes the distance. Unfortunately, they brought a monster in on us at Tuscan Evening. She'd won her last 5 in a row. I told the secretary, I said, you must have been looking at a different horse when you weighted her. But anyway, I was kidding with him on the square, though.
Now, how did Eclair ship in to Chicago then here at Arlington?
She does very well. You can see her now. I mean, she hadn't turned a hair here, and she'd never been in this paddock before. And so we were just getting her familiar with everything. And, that's normally what we do at home, too.
Rainbow View and Single Solution. Tuscan Evening at the top of the straight. Tuscan Evening, Eclair de Lune, Ask But I Won't Tell. Hot Cha-Cha, Single Solution, and Rainbow View. They turn for home in the Modesty. Tuscan Evening tackled by Eclair de Lune. On the outside, Ask But I Won't Tell. Toward the inside, Hot Cha-Cha under pressure in Rainbow View. Tuscan Evening holds Eclair de Lune close to the finish. Tuscan Evening and Rafael Bejarano. Her 6th straight success comes in the Modesty. Tuscan Evening led throughout, held Eclair de Lune.
She's just been a dominating force here in Southern California, Jerry. She rattled off 5 wins in a row against Graded Stakes Company. Now she makes it 6 outside of the state of California. Was it important for you to get her out of California and see what she could do elsewhere?
Well, 2 things. We wanted to see if she would like the Arlington course. And number 2, we hadn't ever flown her anywhere and shipped her, so we wanted to see how she would handle that, and it didn't seem to phase her. So you know, we got the win and found out that she could ship. So what we would like to do now is we would like to, if she continues to do well, we'd like to try to run her in the Beverly D. And I think that's 35 days between races. So that would work out pretty well if we could do that.
Well, you have your starting and entry fees waived now, so well done in that regard. I'm sure owner Willie DeBurr.
Well, that's okay, too, but, you know, we just, you know, it's a very prestigious race, and that's an important day there at Arlington Million Day, and we'd like to participate a little bit if we can.
Will she stay there? Will she stay there and train?
No, she's coming back. She's coming back Tuesday. She'll train at Del Mar, and then she'll fly back out of San Diego again.
Working for Hops wins impressively for trainer Mike Stidham in the American Derby.
Now, you could have gone to the Virginia Derby to face Patio Prado again. What made you stay home?
Well, I really think that with these young horses, especially a light-bodied horse like he is, you can only ship around the country so much without it affecting you later in the year. So we decided to just stay here and see what we could do at home.
Now, you're looking out to be the morning line favorite. What are your thoughts going into the race? Is he ready?
I think he is. He's worked twice here since that race. He was bouncing after his last work, and I think he's ready for a big effort.
Talk about Mr. Mardi Gras. Got his first stakes win last out in Indiana. How did he come out of that race? And you had to be happy with that performance.
Yeah, very happy. Yeah, he ran very well. Seemed like he got some confidence out of it. Came back out of the race good, trained good. The negative tomorrow is he's picking up 12 pounds from his last race, which is really a concern of mine. But it is what it is, and he's doing well, and I think he'll go out there and run up to expectations.
Is the outside post position any concern there?
No, not a mile and 3/16. It gives you plenty of time to get over and get settled in behind wherever we need to place him, and I'll just leave it up to Eddie to get him in position, but no, that's not a concern.
Working for Hops at the quarter pole as Marcello gives way. Then Mr. Mardi Gras and Minship is last. They've turned the corner in the American Derby. Working for Hops in front for Cisco Torres. Working for Hops on a 6-length lead. Gleam of Hope has come to second. Dean's Kitten. Mr. Mardi Gras stays on, but inside the final 16th, here's Working for Hops. Working for Hops, the Arlington Classic winner, has the American Derby 2. Working for Hops has won it for Mr. Mardi Gras. Dean's Kitten third.
Ever wonder who makes the trophies for racing's big days? Arlington Park provided the answer.
Tiffany & Company's been around for over 180 years now, and silversmithing and trophy making really dates back to the start of the company. In the early 1800s, Tiffany's first trophy that we made was the Belmont Trophy for the Belmont Stakes. Probably our most famous trophy is the Super Bowl, the Larry O'Brien NBA Championship Trophy. We also make the World Series. Tiffany became involved with the Arlington Million in 2002-2003. When Mr. Duchessois approached us about elevating the overall status of the trophy that was awarded to the winner of the race. You walk into the hollowware department, which really brings you back 150 years plus. Everything's handmade. The spinning wheels use wooden chucks and wooden tools, and the silversmiths themselves take great pride in crafting everything by hand.
The process for Arlington Park and most of our trophies starts in the spinning area, where we in general start with flat sheets of silver, and from that we use steel chucks and a couple of our spinners, and we form all of the round shapes, so the bottom base cans, and that is hand formed over top of the steel components in our spinning area. Once all three of those pieces are completed, we actually fit wood cores to the inside of those components. We receive castings from a vendor on the outside. We also receive the horses in 6 different components. From that point, everything is handed over to the silversmith, and the silversmith takes flat sheets of silver. He uses patterns and cuts out the actual triangular components for this pyramid shape here. So this is all done by the silversmiths. The horse is soldered to the uppermost plate here, and everything is held down with a center rod going all the way through. Once everything is trial fit, Then it goes through the finishing process. That takes it from that raw, coarse, textured silver surfaces to the high polish that you see today.
Not every company can take a trophy from start to finish as Tiffany's can. It's a one-of-a-kind piece created truly by artisans from its inception to the time that the final letter is engraved in that piece. Something someone can truly take so much pride in knowing that they are a part of, and not only that, but to win it, knowing that everything was handmade just for that person. It's tremendous. It's a true sense of pride, not only for the artists that are working on it, and for every employee that knows that we are truly carrying on something that's timeless.
All the employees at Tiffany take great pride in each of the trophies that we make. As you walk through the hollowware shop here and talk to the different craftspeople, they'll talk to you about watching the events and enjoying that moment of celebration when the trophy's presented. And if you think about what Tiffany & Company stands for, we're really a company that's all about celebrating important moments in time. And what more important moment in time is there on the field of sport or at the track than hoisting the trophy in celebration of winning?
We're truly proud to be part of the creation of the Arlington Million Trophy.
Your top selection, what's not to like about General Quarters? Any surface, any distance, he always shows up. And I'm going to go with Rahi Strada in here at 6-1 on the morning line. If Giopani was in this race, what odds do you think Giopani would be? And Giopani's not in this race, and not far behind at Tampa Bay earlier this year was Rahi Strada. Carefully managed as a 6-year-old, and like your top selection, Jeff, proven on the course, a perfect 1-for-1. Now, Rahi Strada comes in and gets tested for class, but I think he's up to the challenge. He loves to win races. He's won 9 out of 25 lifetime. He always shows up.
Jonathan Shepard's just as well made a valiant attempt to go back-to-back in the Arlington Handicap on Saturday.
Scorching temperatures here in the Midwest. The 11 horses entered for the Arlington Handicap, and really looking forward to it.
Just as well as won the Arlington Handicap.
We're using this race as a race that we think he'll be competitive in, and if he can repeat back to the race he ran here last year in the Arlington Classic, he'll be heard of.
Giant Oak is coming. Here's Giant Oak and Eddie Razzo Jr. Giant Oak in the Arlington Classic.
General Quarters the far side and neck in front, racing up towards the line. General Quarters has won the Woodford Reserve.
He had a good trip up here. It's just that it's so hot. He's a great big strapling colt and thick-bodied, and when it's warm like that, he gets pretty warm.
Marchand and Javier Castellano straight to the wire to win the Northern Dancer.
And you had just as well training over that Tapita also. And of course, he's going postward to defend his title in the Arlington Handicap. Interesting, that was actually his last victory, the Arlington Handicap last year, and then a huge effort behind Giopani to finish second in the Arlington Million. Since he hasn't seen the winner's circle since, has he changed at all since the Arlington Handicap, or is this perhaps just by virtue of facing such stiff competition all year?
No, I think that the latter would be accurate. We've had to run him in some pretty ambitious spots, and he's really never let us down. Maybe the last race in Canada before we went to Japan was a little disappointing, Canadian International, but apart from that, we've kind of thrown him in the deep end, and he's run well. He's knocking at the door in these big races. He's probably a little bit unlucky not to win the race in Canada, the Northern Dancer, where there was a somewhat controversial DQ, which has since been reversed. But he, no, I don't think it means that he's not as good as he was. I think it's just that you see the competition has been tough, and hopefully we can get back on track. But again, it's a big field and pretty wide open. You can make a case for a lot of the horses in the Arlington Handicap there. It's a good race.
Julien Leparoux and just as well coming 5 wide. General Quarters floated 6 deep. Top of the stretch in the Arlington Handicap. And it's Marchside tackled by Rahi Strada, who's quickened in front now. Cross Village under pressure just as well. General Quarters far outside. Tajaweed starts a slalom run too, but it's Rahi Strada inside the final half furlong. Just as well as charging, but time ticking away. Rahi Strada and in there's Carlson to win the Arlington Handicap from just as well. Then Tajaweed, Marchside, Giant Oak, and General Quarters was next.
We knew that you would give back to the racing community and get back involved. It just seemed that that was going to be the path that you were going to take, Richard. What are you doing right now? What are you doing as far as being involved in the thoroughbred racing world?
Well, yeah, a lot of things have been happening, especially the last week, and my dance card's been pretty full. I'm chairing the Old Friends opening at Saratoga, the new retirement satellite division of the Kentucky Old Friends that Michael Blowen runs and put together, and he's just an amazing individual. And so that's next Thursday. We're having that event. We're going to have a mini golf tournament and a barbecue at the opening of the new farm, and some really cool horses are there. I went and saw Thunder Rumble there, and I used to ride him, so I got a kick out of that. And I'm working with Equine Advocates, and their event is July 29th. And I've also started some stuff with the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation, so I'm just waiting to see what I can do there. And I started my own venture. Actually, the website will be up in about a week. It's called Pantheon Racing, and it's going to be like a West Point type of an operation, limited partnerships. But I'm going to bring it with a little bit of a twist and kind of a fresh approach to it, and I'm hoping to be a conduit to making more racing fans.
Class Ready joins, and Amber Shorty up between horses inside the final 16th. Class Ready's in front for the leading owner. Amber Shorty for the leading trainer. Class Ready, Amber Shorty. Here's a photo. Close call. Class Ready and Amber Shorty hit it together. Helika third and Golden Bull finish fourth.
Just like Ali and Frazier, swinging it out right on down to the wire. Amber Shorty and Class Ready. That's Calabrese. That's Catalano.
I want to be a fly on the wall watching those two guys.
I wonder if they sit next to each other in the box area.
They sit at the same table sometimes, sparring. I mean, these two are, you know, they've had a very tumultuous relationship, but they have fun in that.
Where is the wire here? Now watch this.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that is just. Wouldn't it be funny to have a heater? I think they should bring both horses and all the connections
Put them all
happily
together.
into the winner's circle for one big picture.
Frank, I'd say
now
dead heat. That is Wayne Catalano. That's Nick Kanani. And they're going to give each other an opportunity. So you know what? Let's just put everybody together. This is fantastic. The funny part is the trainers are saying, come on, this will be cute. Let's do it.
Yeah, now there's Frank in the white T-shirt and the shorts right in the middle, standing right next to Catalano, who he fired. And they have this funny relationship. I mean, there they are, hugging.
Patio Prado's owner, Jerry Crawford, talked with Scott and Carolyn about his chances in the Virginia Derby.
Looking back at his past performances, he certainly has shown a liking for the turf. What did you take away from his Colonial Turf Cup performance, and what are your expectations going into tomorrow?
Well, the best thing about his performance at the Colonial Cup was didn't have to ask him for everything he had. And you rarely see a horse as push-button as Patio Prado is. He was able to sit just off the pace, and when Kent asked him, he moved almost effortlessly to the front and galloped down the lane. So, you know, he's in the middle of what's been a very long campaign. You worry about the toll the campaign can take on a horse, and so not having had to abuse him to get him to the finish line, that's a big advantage as we head into tomorrow.
Looking at his races, Jerry, it seems very evident that the closer to the pace that he is early on, the better that he finishes up. And in his last race, he had the inside post. Maybe that's part of the reason why he wasn't so up close in those two Triple Crown races, is because of the outside post. What does post 7 do for you in this mile-and-a-quarter run with some potential horses that like to do the same thing as you do down to your inside?
Well, you've put your finger on, I think, the scenario for tomorrow's race, Scott, which is it's going to, you know, with the exception of Stately Victor and ourselves, everybody in there would like to have the lead. And not all of them, I don't think, are capable of having the lead from an ability standpoint, but running style-wise, they would all like to be very forwardly placed. And I think that's more good than bad for us.
The outside Krypton, Patio Prado coming with a smart move on the inside, and Patio Prado on the inside rolls through at the fence with a quarter of a mile to go. Patio Prado Interactive squaring off with 2 Notch Road. Krypton is fourth. Patio Prado Interactive chasing on the outside. Patio Prado Interactive. Patio Prado with a lead by 2 with a 16th to go. Patio Prado packs a powerful punch to win. A length and a half from Interactive. It's Krypton third and 2 Notch Road.
Life at 10 made quick work of the rest of the field in the Delaware Handicap.
And they're off. They're coming down to the finish, and Life at 10 has won the Ogden Phipps.
Life at 10, Jessica is back. Life at 10 won it.
It's Missing 6 and Louis Garcia. Too much class. Missing 6 responds 4-5.
Winning ride, late room, late for, don't forget Gil. On the outside, Funny Moon, and Funny Moon gets it early.
Funny Moon is clear by 3 lengths, and Funny Moon will win the Shuvi.
On the inside, Funny Moon, Missing 6 putting in a bold rally. Milwaukee Appeal between horses. They turn for home, and Velasquez now sets her down, and Life at 10 is responding. She has it by 4 lengths over Funny Moon. Missing 6 on the outside and Milwaukee Appeal, but Life at 10 coasted the first 6 furlongs. She has plenty left in the tank. Life at 10's going to win the Delaware Handicap by 3.5. Missing 6 closed well for second, followed by Funny Moon and Milwaukee Appeal.
There's some names that are just really hard to pronounce, and as we sit here on TV and try to pronounce them, it can get very frustrating. We can
phoneticize them,
can curse some of the names, but some of the racehorse names are actually pretty funny. And we found a list online of the top 10 funniest names horses in racing. It came from BleacherReport.com, and here's a list of some of the funnier names that have been over the last century.
I remember when Tom Durkin was calling R, you know, that's the pirate horse, you know. Yeah, there's some funny ones up there. No Fat Chicks. Oh no, it's my mother-in-law. Hoof-hearted. You've got to say that really carefully, right?
Yep. Yeah. Really fast horse. That is the funniest. I think really fast horse.
These are funny. There's some clever names out there. One of the most clever names that I can remember, and you have to go back like 35 years.
Yeah.
But there was a very good racehorse. In fact, I know he won a major stakes here at Santa Anita on the grass. Might have been the San Luis Rey, but it was in the 70s, so don't hold me to it. But there was a colt by Determined out of Can't Sleep, and the horse's name was Try Sheep. Try County Sheep. Well, he was a good horse.
How about Sodally Tober?
Yeah, right.
That's a good one.
Exactly.
That was out of Champagne and Toast. And then Panty Raid, who won the American Oaks. Right. Great name.
Right.
It was even a Jeff. Did you know there was a Jeff?
Yes, I did.
Won $8,000.
I know, he couldn't run it, neither could I.
You smell?
I ran track in high school. I did. I was the equivalent of a maiden 5. I mean, I had cheap speed, but boy.
You bustled.
Oh, man.
You didn't run, you bustled.
When it came out of digging down deep, I waved the white flag. I was bad. That's all for this week on HRTV. Here's a look at what's coming up next week.
This morning of the oil cap?
I did not.
Well,
I was watching the British Open.
Really?
So, yeah, that's what I was watching this morning. But where did you come up with this
the parking meters in
parking meter
1935, Oklahoma City.
Where
Today's the anniversary.
Where did you find this out?
I'm a news junkie. I watch the news in the morning. So.
Parking meters back in 35.
The bane of
How
our
much was it to
existence
park
ever
back
since.
then?
I wonder what the tickets were then too. It was $42.50 last week for me in Pasadena.
$42.50.
Ouch. That was an expensive taco. All right.